sometimes we see young people and their weight that it seems like they can't lose it, and we're like, well, what you eating again?
Blood works and everything, and she said, it's PCOS. At that time, they didn't dive too deep into like managing how can I prevent it.
Day 5 is no pain, but for some strange reason, I felt like someone was opening.
Doctors Hospital's reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations in Freeport and 8 Mile Rock, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Hi, I'm Gally Joseph, Marketing Creative Lead here at Doctors Hospital Health System and co-producer of the Doctors Hospital podcast. July is Fibroids Awareness Month, and so we thought it fitting to host a podcast featuring women with real stories from their experiences with fibroids and other feminine health-related issues. So, we hope this encourages you today. If you are a woman struggling with fibroids or any issues that we mention here on the podcast, please reach out to your primary care physician today or schedule a consult with us at clinics.doctorshos.com/OBGYN.
Hello and welcome today to another Doctors Hospital Health System podcast. I am Dr. Latazia Stuart, better known to many as Dr. Taz, and today we're about to have a girls' talk conversation about some real situations that individuals experience. Now, I have with me Rashann and also Mercedes, and we are actually having this conversation during July, Fibroids Awareness Month. And so we're going to talk about that because Rashann actually is a fibroids warrior. And y'all, I can warn y'all right now, we are pulling back the layers. We ain't playing cutesy around here. We're about to get into a conversation. So get your girlfriends, get your cup of tea, get your drink, whatever it is, and join us because this conversation is one you do not want to miss. All right, now let me put another disclaimer on the floor. We just sharing personal experience, lived experiences that many women across the Bahamas, the region, and around the world actually experience. And so this, again, is just for information and educational purposes only. If you are experiencing a medical condition, we want to advise you to please go and see your doctor so that you can get treated. We're not here to cure, we're not here to diagnose, but we're here to give you some real talk about things that we as women experience. Y'all ladies ready to get into it?
I'm ready
to rock and roll. Okay, then let's do it. All right, I'm going to start first with you, Rashann.
Yes.
Tell the folks when you first found out you had fibroids.
Okay, so before I start, I just want you to know it's about to be real. It's about to be real. I want to say about 2 years ago, just driving, heading home from work, made a little stop into a place. And earlier that day, I was experiencing some pain. I was on my regular menstrual.
Okay.
It was day 5. Just, wore a tampon that day. And that's
It's day
about
5.
it. This is
Yeah,
day
yeah.
5.
Day
It's supposed to
5.
be over.
This is supposed to be over. And, I'm back to normal. But that day, literally, it was abnormal because day 5 is no pain. But for some strange reason, I felt like someone was opening me up.
Oh, wow.
Yes, like that's
Oh,
how
wow.
serious it was. So it was like my period was starting all over again on day 5. And I still ignored that sign throughout the day. Like I said, time to get off and went into, this store. And I just felt something draining.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this?
I know.
And I
Wow.
ran out that place and home into my car. And when I got home, you would think I was having a miscarriage.
Oh, wow.
I know you
On
were
day
scared.
5.
I know you were scared.
Yeah.
Oh, my
On
Because
day
day 5,
five.
you would expect, like you say, you're expecting to be over.
This
Over.
about I about to
You
get back
know,
to my
like
life.
I about to get back to my
Yeah.
life. You know,
I
things
could wear
about to
white
be
again.
good.
I know,
wear
right again. Yes, yes, right?
But
Sure.
you would have thought I was having a miscarriage. And, you
wow.
know, that scared me. So automatically I went to my OBGYN down at Centerville Medical Center. And I took pictures and, you know, I warned her. I say, hey, and she was
I
like, you
know.
know what?
Graphic.
She was
That's a
like,
good
I
one.
see this
That's a good one.
every day.
Yeah, that's a good
so
one.
Listen, take the picture.
Take the picture. Take the picture,
Yeah.
y'all.
Take the
Because we
picture.
can't be described. Sometimes it's hard to describe to our
What's
doctors what's
going
happening.
on.
Yes.
So it's okay to put the phone over the toilet and snap the
Yeah.
picture.
Take the
That's
picture.
fine.
We take pictures every
And, you know,
month,
she was
so
like,
take the
listen,
picture.
she was like, I deliver babies. I do this
Yes,
all the
I
time.
see it all.
This
I
ain't
see it all.
nothing. So
Mhm.
take the picture.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, that's when she would have said, you know, this is more looking like
Mhm.
fibroids, but let's get some scans done to confirm it. And honestly, ever since then, my menstrual has been out of the world. It doesn't even make sense on days 2 and 3, sometimes even 4, leaving the house, leaving the bathroom. It makes sense you just sit on
Stay
the
home.
toilet,
Oh wow.
you know, because you're afraid to mess up
Yes,
yourself.
yes.
You're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So it's a lot.
It's
It's
a
a
lot.
lot. It's a lot. But it has been better, you know, especially with seeing the physician, getting medication, getting treated, and ultimately preparing for surgery.
Preparing for surgery now.
Then that's something we're going to
Yeah,
talk about
yeah.
later.
Yeah.
But and that's a different fare as well. But you have to get help right away because it's painful. It's painful and it's uncomfortable. But I'm happy, you know, we were able to figure out what was going
Going on, yeah. And let me tell you, knowing is half the battle. Sometimes we sit in ignorance when we
Correct.
experience these challenges and we're like, well, you know, as it relates, especially relates to period, we sometimes say, well, you know, many people just have heavy flow,
Yes. It's
right?
normal. It's normal.
It's normal to have a heavy
Right.
flow,
Mhm.
but it's really not, especially not when you're at the tail end of your
Correct.
cycle. So I'm very proud to know that you actually took action and went to your doctor because not a lot of people take the action
Correct.
of going to the doctor. And I want to put that on the record. That is so vitally important not to ignore these signs because in your case, you found out subsequently that you had fibroids.
Correct. Multiple
Fibroids.
Yeah, multiple fibroids.
And they can be uncomfortable. I can share my little story, but the fibroids a little bit. I talk about it in my book. But okay, Mercedes, like the car, y'all, y'all she pricey, y'all.
But you like it.
Tell us, you're not dealing with fibroids, but you're dealing with another feminine issue that's many women globally are experiencing. So tell us.
So I have PCOS.
PCOS.
So when I was about, I want to say 16, I didn't have a period for a year. And growing up in a house with my dad, because my mom passed when I was 5, so living with my dad and my brother, they boys, they don't.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I gotta be rough with them.
Yeah.
Like I trying to align with what they have going on. So
Yes.
I don't see a period. Prior to I had my period, but then when it stopped, it was like, who do I even tell this?
Well,
to?
let me ask you: when you did, was there any fear about you being pregnant?
No.
or anything?
I was still innocent at that time. I was just a girl.
I'm just a girl.
Yeah, I was just a girl.
Okay.
And it was like, okay, I don't have a period. Yeah, like I don't have to stop my month. I could go with my daddy and my brother. Go all. Yeah, it's
You
fine.
could go out. You good.
I could. So I didn't tell anyone. I just kept that to myself until like my aunts. We were talking one day, and I was like, oh, I haven't had a period all year, and they were like, what? So why didn't you say anything? I was like, I thought that was normal. Like I just thought that was normal. And my dad, he's kind of awkward. He
didn't want to be in that
Yeah,
conversation.
I was
Like, no, wait a second, that's a little too much for me. Daddy's stepping aside.
Because when I got my first period, he was just like, I didn't know what to do. He saw the residue and when he was doing my laundry, and he was just like, he called my aunt, like, okay, you got to talk to her.
I like that. So daddy, you take action.
Yeah.
Because we do have a lot of we have single fathers throughout.
Yes,
the
and
country.
he was a single father from I
Yes.
was 5 to straight up to adulthood.
So daddies
he-
don't call Addie.
Yeah.
It's okay to call
Oh
Addie.
my God. Okay. So he said, you know what this means? I said, no. So he was like, talk to your aunt. So that's how I dealt with that. But I still was more recluse to really talk about my feminine
Right.
needs. So my aunt booked an appointment. I think I went to Dr. Laura DePuche at the time, and I went to her, and she did the ultrasound and the blood works and everything, and she said, it's PCOS.
Okay.
Immediately she gave me birth control to, activate my periods again, and I started to see them again. But at that time, they didn't dive too deep into like managing how can I prevent it, like what actually causes this, and not until like I was early 20s and I went to FIU, I went to college, we have college insurance, and I went to see the doctor, to utilize. So I got my annual, and I told them I had PCOS. So, they dive deeper. They took a deeper dive and they said, okay, they did all the blood works, and they said, yes, you do. And they put me on this medication called metformin, 500. And I've been taking that ever since. So that would have been like probably like 12, 13 years ago.
Wow.
They set me up with a nutritionist, and I went to like a few nutritional consultations, which are very helpful because at that point, I didn't know what I could eat and what I can't eat. I eat young, you drinking, eating,
living your best life.
Living my best life.
Living the best life.
And the weight just was piling on, and it was just like, okay, I'm an active person. Why can't I lose weight? I go into the school gym, like what's going on? And they told me, they was like, your body does not respond naturally. So the PCOS does not originate in the ovaries. It actually comes from your insulin sensitivity. So, not a doctor, but I did my research.
Listen, you gotta do your research.
I did my research, and they said that's what the metformin was for, to
Yes.
help my body to regulate my insulin and stuff like that. And I've been on that ever since. And, recently ever since that I've took in the gym, eating healthy, all of that more serious. And since I've been doing
You need
that,
a partner?
yeah,
Like, let's get it work on. Let's get it work on.
Yeah. 5 a.m. Let's go.
You all take the 5 a.m. I'm going to take the 5 p.m.
But yeah, ever since then, I have watched the weight drop off. Just like being conscious. I call it a lifestyle. Like those fad diets are just eating small meals. And I've been through all of those phases of just wanting to lose weight, health weight conscious.
Yeah.
As a girl, you're young in your 20s, you feel like, oh my God, your peers and stuff like that. And all of these things. So now that I'm 31, now I've learned my body. I've tried so much different things. And I feel like I've gotten my PCOS under control now.
Okay.
I still have symptoms, but I feel like my hormone balance is better than ever.
You're able to manage it more effectively.
Yes.
You're able to manage it more effectively. Several things that you said that I thought was pretty profound. One, when you went to the doctor, you were able to get diagnosed.
Yeah.
What a lot of folks don't realize, we actually have some girls who as young as 12 are showing signs of PCOS. And some of them, as you mentioned, include the weight, right? Some of them include, what are some of the other things that you personally experience?
Hair growth.
Hair growth, facial hair, sometimes.
Hair.
That's a common one.
Yes.
I didn't even know like dandruff, dry scalp. That's one. Belly fat.
Yeah.
Fatigue. It's like so much symptoms because your hormones are just all over the place.
And then there's a gap in the cycle.
Yes.
Right.
And then there's that. Yes.
So, in learning and understanding that these are some of the challenges that even some of our young girls may experience, we can't ignore. We just can't ignore when somebody's, we see these, facial hair on their face, and children making face. She's a tomboy.
Yeah.
She's a man, or she walking on the other side because she.
Those are the signs.
Those are signs we cannot ignore.
Yeah.
We can't ignore those signs.
Our bodies definitely speak to us when something isn't right.
And then with regards to the weight, sometimes we see young people and their weight that it seems like they can't lose it. And we're like, well, what you eating again? Or why you on exercising more?
It's something so simple, but really it's something deeper. It's like at the core, our homeostasis is off. Like
Absolutely.
I have a cousin and she was having trouble losing weight. And she's like, I don't eat that much. Like, it's like I gaining weight. And I said, go, when you take your annual, just ask them to test for PCOS.
Ask.
And when she did that, she's like, I have it. I say, I figured that, because on my dad's side, most of the women have it. It's not so much relevant on my mom's side, but this is a cousin of my mom's. I just said check.
Yeah.
because and she checked and she had it.
And confirm.
And she said that changed her life now, knowing what she can consume versus what she could, changing up her diet in certain ways, So
And the diet also, believe it or not, it does play a factor in some of the things that we experience, even with the fibroids. Sometimes we negate the thought of, oh, well, they just trying to restrict what I eat and what I doing.
I like
But
food.
I know.
I love it too.
Look
I
here,
love it.
what island girl don't want to have a good plate of food, huh?
Comfort. I mean, it's
let's
like
talk about
comfort,
it.
like,
We know we
oh.
like our peas and rice and our macaroni and our baked chicken and our
Yeah.
coleslaw and our potato salad. Don't forget the guava duff on the
I know,
side.
something sweet.
Right?
It's always got to be
I
something
need
sweet.
something
Sweet
sweet.
after, always.
And I
It's
need my
always.
little wine.
See? And then you got to drink. Have a little
So,
drink.
so when we put all of these together, though, it's important again not to ignore the signs. Two, to ask the questions. And if you're not getting those answers when you're going to your physician, don't hesitate to go and find another doctor. That's okay too. So, Shan, let me come back to you because when I think about, how you are experiencing and still are because you're
Correct.
preparing right now for another form of treatment for your fibroids with the surgery. You're passing all the red stuff
I know.
and lots of it. So you can't wear your white dress the way you want to during that time of the month.
And listen, I attended an all-white party early part of this year, and it was that time of the month.
Oh my.
But I still went. But I was conscious
Very
throughout
conscious.
that
Not comfortable.
entire function. And listen, I had to attend that party. That was the
Oh,
party.
The party.
to
She's
attend.
like, I'm not missing that one.
I was not missing.
I got to do what I got to do,
And
but I go
those-
I
those
go
kind of
And
parties.
I love a good
Yeah.
party.
Yeah.
You know, a dandy.
So I like to have a dandy,
Yes.
and I refused to miss that party. And
Mm.
my mom called me. She was like, "I want you all to go with me," and I was like, "Oh gosh, I gotta wear white." But I went. But all through the night, I was like, "Anything
Yeah, you
hanging
gotcha.
about there?"
We know
check
how
me,
we
you
know how
know.
that go. We always looking back.
Yeah.
Asking, hey, see
Hey,
anything? You see anything? You see anything?
You in the bathroom
And
10
I
times.
10 times, yeah.
Peeking,
And that's the thing. It was an
Yeah.
outside party.
Mhm.
You don't know if the bathrooms are clean, tissue in the bathroom,
Yeah.
things like
Yeah.
that. So you, at the same time, don't want to use the bathroom and still have any accident while you use in the bathroom. So it's just a fair of,
Yeah.
being normal, having a good time, and then you still have to be looking in the back and checking. So it's very uncomfortable when you are out, but you don't want to miss out on memories and having a good
Yes.
time with your family and friends and stuff like that. So
God letting it control your life. It's like,
These are the real
yeah.
these are the real experiences of individuals who are walking through the journey of fibroids. And I want to put a plug in there for the ladies who may have husbands or boyfriends when they go out. If she asks you to look in the back, don't ask a bunch of questions yet.
Just
Just
look.
check.
Just check.
Just check for
You
her.
can
Make
see
sure she
what I talking about. Just check.
and just compliment her, everything looking good,
Yes.
right? Because again, it's something that we're very aware of. Now, I'm so glad that you're seeing a doctor and getting treatment for it because fibroids are also known to create challenges for individuals in their fertility journey.
Correct.
There are some that may unfortunately also experience pregnancy loss. I'll share part of my story. I was on a business trip. I was finally pregnant because I had struggled with infertility before. And while I was having what was considered a textbook pregnancy, I was doing okay. I went into preterm labor very early on. And unfortunately, I delivered my children. I was pregnant with twins too early. And they did not make it, right? It was hard.
It was hard. That's very hard.
Now, I'll share with you my doctors because I was on, like I said, I was on a business trip out of town. When I came back, they suggested having my fibroids removed because one of the things that I've seen it happen even with another relative of mine, the fibroids were growing during the pregnancy.
So not to cut you off.
Yeah.
You
were pregnant with the fibroids. Like they didn't take them out prior to. Okay.
No. And they weren't as big, I assume, because it wasn't even an issue when I went through the fertility, because I had IVF.
Okay.
It didn't see it as an issue during that time. So we proceeded. I had a few failed treatments, but I eventually became pregnant.
Yeah.
And when I did, the fibroids were growing alongside the pregnancy. Yeah.
Is that normal?
Believe it or not, I think back to a cousin of mine who was pregnant with her son. And I remember she lived on another island and she had to come into Nassau because her fibroids were growing during the pregnancy. So to say it's typical, I don't, I'm not the medical doctor, I'm the education doctor. But from what I've seen, there are individuals who have that growth alongside. And so their pregnancies have to be monitored a lot more closely. So if you're one who is pregnant with fibroids, please make sure that you're being monitored very closely so that we want to have these babies come here safe and sound and healthy and all the things. And I'll tell you, and she didn't have a fibroids removed after she had the first one. When she got pregnant the second time around, the fibroid, they described it to be the size of a cantaloupe. Oh. So she had the baby and another baby that was yeah.
And they also said that it can lead to deformity as well. Some fibroids in the baby. I don't know if it's true, but from what I heard,
I don't know. We can have that doc. We got several of y'all out there. We can need y'all come into the comments and maybe share some things.
Clarify.
Yeah. Maybe on the next episode we can have probably one of our doctors to speak more to that.
Yes.
But these are challenges, and so it's not something to be ignored. And the reality is, if you're one who is experiencing it, you're not alone. The data tells us we have about 80% of women who are going to experience fibroids by the time they're 50. That's the data that's out there. And so I'm so glad again that you've taken action.
Yes, because to be honest with you, I can let you ladies know that is a journey I want to go on again in terms of having another baby. And
how many kids do you have now?
Just one.
You have one. Okay.
And he's 15.
Wait. Do you go back? Okay.
Should I stick with my one boy at that? Or go back again
and be a girl mom and try to be a girl mom.
So yes, I'm thinking about, going back again and having this other one, but it's been some challenges. And again, like when you recall certain things, people are like, okay, this is why I haven't conceived as yet, And once I saw, my OBGYN, she confirmed like, yes, based on where the fibroids are, it, it's stopping you from getting pregnant. So that is the reason why I want to proceed with the surgery as well. So I need to have this baby before 40. Before 40, I need to have this next baby.
But the kids gotta say that's your Grammy.
No.
But I'll tell you, we do have, as women in our culture where we have put this number like, girl, if you don't have this child by the time you. For me, it was 30. That's because I got married in my 20s. So they was like, listen, don't take too long to have them babies. Don't wait till you're 30. And I was so sure I was going to happen.
Yeah, me at 31, I had it all the time.
Yeah, I don't want to be
what you waiting on?
Yeah, what you wait? Oh, you can't after 35. That's
you can be a geriatric.
Yeah, like I'm just like, it's no time limit for me. I believe. In God. And I believe when the time is, if I was supposed to already have one, I would have. Life would have took
everything in due time.
So let me give you guys some comfort in knowing. It was recently reported, I think it was in Forbes magazine, where women who are over the age of 40 have now, for the first time, exceeded having pregnancies than those who are teens.
Oh, really?
So I guess the teen pregnancy thing has been going down, and ladies over 40 have finally been going up. No. Yeah, so there's data now that supports that has been and that just came out earlier this year.
I think too is due to women focusing on themselves, their careers, getting them together before trying to pursue the family. And times have changed. Back then it was like the woman is home, the family. But now, our times have changed. Us women, we strive for success today. So I think that kind of pushes today, because even with myself, like I'm like, I have some things I'm still trying to accomplish. So, you know, not saying that a child will kind of distract me or deter me, because I do believe, you know, once your mind is on something, it will happen. But having a child and having PCOS, that's tied at it. So I have like a fear that I'm 31 now, and I'm like, okay, maybe what those people saying, right? I mean, like, but you know, I'm still on my journey. But PCOS, you know, I've heard it can cause some infertility issues. I have some family members who've been trying to get pregnant, my cousins, and it took them a while. So now I'm getting in that. I'm ready. I want to be a boy mom. I want to have kids, you know. It's probably like 35 or so, but it's like, it's still scary to open this conversation now with my physician to say, like, what are my chances? Like, what do you see down there?
But you need to go in there with that conversation with your doctor. You have to go in there with your doctor and have that conversation, because PCOS is not the end all. It's not a it does not say you can't have children. There are many who have had PCOS and conceived. There are many. In fact, we had the executive director from the PCOS Challenge out of Atlanta, Miss Sasha Audie, and her organization has 55,000 members globally. They were at the fertility conference that we had at Atlantis, and she also a PCOS warrior, had her miracle. So, and there are many people in her network, and so there are resources out there. There is more information. There is more technology that definitely can help those who are experiencing PCOS. So if that is your story, honey child, don't you dare let that hold you back from trying to have that baby, okay? So there's that. And then back to the age thing. Again, we spoke to the number over 40. There are many women who conceive still over the age of 40. You know, is it more challenging? Yes, age is a thing as women we need to consider, but it's not an end all.
I'm not doing homework at 50.
And let me tell you, these homework assignments nowadays, they ain't the same like when we were
parents. They're not even for the kids.
It's a different kind of math. That's what I say. The math don't be math in the way it was when we was in school.
No.
So now I do have to ask you, ladies, as you consider where you're at right now, both having desire to have children and have more children, and you experiencing fibroid and PCOS, knowing what you know today, do you still have hope?
I have hope, but I also have fear.
You have fear.
Especially with my procedure approaching. I'm afraid to close my eyes, you know. And I must say the anesthesia team, they did a great job in terms of just guiding me through the steps of what's going to happen. And, you know, I'm not going to feel anything, no time pass. And, you know, and I think that's a lot of women's fear as well in terms of having this procedure done. But I think once I get past that, you know, the hope will increase. I guess the excitement will be there to know that, okay, let me go hurry up, make this baby, you know, because this is something I really want to do, My son is leaving me soon, go off to college. I can need another company. You know,
you
know, so the hope is there and excitement is there as well. But once, you know, the fear of the surgery is past, I think once I open up my eyes from that procedure, I'd be like, okay,
a new life.
New life.
It's
Correct.
But you're right. Fear is something that many individuals experience when they're on this journey. And sometimes it's hard to process like how to get past it. But I can share with you, there are strategies that you can use and apply that can help you through that. We can talk some more once we get off air. But let's talk about you. What are some of the things that you're thinking about with regards to hope?
I'm very hopeful. I'm a hopeful person. I always like to look at the cup half full. Because if I lose hope, then I mean, it's like, what am I looking for, right? So, you know, I always like to have something, and that's my goal, to be my family and friends. You know, I'm like the homemaker person. I keep everyone together. I do the cooking, and my little cousins, everyone comes to me, you know, for that. And I know I want to have my own one day, and I will. And I know that I will.
You will.
You will. My journey was different than maybe some of my peers, but it's my journey.
Yes,
You know,
it
and when
is.
I do have kids, I just feel like it will be the right time, and I'm taking the steps, you know, with my health. You know, I work out every day, whether it's walking, strength training, weightlifting.
You can see you in shape. I ain't no question
L,
about that.
yeah.
Go
Block
ahead.
Yeah. You know,
So-
you inspire me.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I
just,
mean,
I'm trying to
too.
get to
you,
that point.
you can come over to the side. You
Soon.
just come over.
Let me eat a little more.
it
I'll
does-
be there.
No, but that's the thing. Like I tuck it into, you know, I make healthy meals that I enjoy. I
you
don't like
enjoy.
boring food. I'm a fun person. I need to see colorful, fun stuff, you know, and I just focus on high protein. I still eat carbs. You know, a lot of people have that idea. Oh, carbs are bad. Carbs are bad. You know, you have brown rice versus white rice. You have sweet potato versus white potato. So it's just all about substitutions. I'm not saying you can't eat the white rice or the potato. It's just now portion. You know, you portion size. You do a cup of rice, a cup of meat, and some greens. And once you keep your meals, you'll be.
Can you prepare my meals for me?
Like, can we just give it a minute?
Yeah.
This is what I like.
Let me give you
talk about
money
that.
and you cook my meals and
We
you
can
know.
talk. We can get that half of it. We can get that half of it. But you know, it's just about keeping it fun so that it's relatable. It's like you can actually do it. You know, because a little fad diet only lasts like 30 days. And then after that, you back on, you know, so it doesn't last. So you may lose that weight quickly, but you're going to put that right back on. You know, this year I did 75 hard. And that was another journey I took to balance my hormones. It was like last year, it was just all over the place. I even tried birth control again. I was like, I have to get my body back. I just was breaking out. Yeah. I was just working out still and couldn't lose weight. You know, the things that I...
And that could be frustrating for so many individuals, especially the doing all the things and it still ain't happening, whether it's to have the baby, whether it's to lose the weight, whether it's to get the boyfriend, like all the things, right?
You know? But you understand the law of attraction is when you just let it go, it comes to you, you know, and I stopped focusing on just losing weight to fit in the dress or to fit in the outfit, just to more be healthy all around, you know.
That's it.
Because getting your hormones in balance, that connects to our mental, you know, and that's a big part of, you know, you with fibroids, your mental state.
Correct.
You know, that what you put in is essentially what you get out, you know.
Now, ladies, you guys have shared so much about your individual journeys, and I really appreciate y'all being so transparent about what you're happening.
It's a
now,
safe space.
It is. That's what we're. That's what is so essential within our homes, within our workplaces, to create safe spaces to be able to share and let individuals know they're not alone. So if you're watching this, let's start first by saying you are not on this journey by yourself. Approach your, you know, spouse or your family member or your boss. You know, if you need to have some time to go and take care of what you're dealing with, you know, physically, talk to your boss and let them know. And if that boss ain't the right person, then talk to the next boss.
Agreed.
Right? But, you know, at Doctors Hospital, there are facilities that actually help to support women get some of these testings that are available. I know that right now there's work being done to open a new facility on Village Road where there will be individuals can go in for additional imaging and examinations that is going to help them. So if you're one with fibroids and others, we invite you to contact Doctors Hospital to see how you can possibly get some of these testing done and find out what treatment plan you can go on to help your journey. Now, if your womb could talk, right now, what do you think your womb is going to say?
Right now, my womb is crying for help.
It's crying for help.
Yeah. You know, especially from the pain. You know, I know you would have mentioned the birth control, you know, and my physician, she tried, only if she know I did not follow it.
You're not the compliant patient.
I am do what we want to do. We really still do what we want to do.
Because it's the thoughts in the back of your mind.
But I'll tell you so much too. You have to also be an advocate. True. Sometimes you know certain things may not agree with you or whatever, and you can have that. That's why you need to have a safe space, even with your doctor. Have a safe space with your doctor where you could tell them the challenges that you may be experiencing and why you may not feel comfortable about them. Because at the end of the day, you know your body better than anybody else.
You're absolutely correct.
And so you want to have a partner in the healthcare physician, in the healthcare field, at doctors or wherever else, to be able to support you on that journey. So
Definitely. But my moms are crying for help to
Crying
say,
for help.
do what you have to do,
yes.
and we can be on the right track.
Okay.
Yeah, this baby coming.
Me, I personally, I think they're happy. My body has been sending me signals and signs. Like I say, I know, we know our bodies.
Mhm.
It speaks to us, and we communicate with that every day. And it tells us when something isn't right. So, like I said, when I went on this journey to be like more serious about getting my health in order, I feel like my hormones and my ovaries have been in a safe space and a good space. They're okay. Now, I don't have the ultrasound and all that, so the doctor's gonna have to confirm if things making sense. But from what I could personally feel to my previous self, I feel like I'm in a good place. Right. So
Ladies, how can I begin to even tell y'all thank you? Because it is so necessary for us to have more of these conversations. And we've only just scratched the surface when it comes to talking about.
Yeah.
We only just scratched the surface. I mean, fibroids is one, PCOS is other, but there's so many others. There's endometriitis. I talk about that journey in my book because I was like, what is that? I have only heard about endometriosis. So there's endometriitis, endometriosis. There are so many other testings that folks may need to consider. And so if you're watching this right now, one, as you heard from the ladies, first of all, share your story. Talk to somebody. Take action. Don't suffer alone in silence. You're not the only one. And then two, go and find a physician that you trust. Advocate for yourself. Let them know what the challenges you have. At Doctors Hospital, there are a number of experts in the field. There's OBGYN service, there's outpatient care services, and there's so many places that you can go within the doctor's healthcare system that you can go to. And it's across the Bahamas. And if you're not in the Bahamas, let me tell you, fly on over because this is a place where you would want to come and get your treatments done. If you're looking for where you can reach out to us, call 242-302-3250, where again, excellent top tier service is available in this region just for you. Again, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you. Join us again. Join us again for another exciting episode. Y'all, we're going to be getting real and raw and bringing it to you like there's no other place here at the podcast for Doctors Healthcare System.
Yes.
Welcome to Doctors Hospital West, your trusted healthcare partner. Our warm and friendly staff ensure a positive start to your visit. Kindly complete this form.
Relax in our comfortable waiting area where we prioritize timely care. Our compassionate medical team addresses a range of urgent healthcare needs. We provide on-site lab and imaging services for quick and accurate diagnosis.
Your health is our priority, and we're here every day to serve you. To learn more, visit our website or give us a call. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now in the West.